sit rep?
Frigate Fargo is requesting fire support for their Marines at this location.
I knew Fargo was gonna screw that up, but looks like our morning just got interesting. Request granted. Let's shake those little deserter mice out of their hole.
Welcome back, builders. I'm so excited to share what I've been working on this past month. I built an entire naval fleet in LEGO Fortnite. I can remember building little LEGO fleets when I was a kid, so now to be able to build, drive, and also walk among these ships with my own kids, it's surreal. I'm going to take you on a tour of each of the vessels that make up the fleet, and then I'm going to enlist my littles to captain my support ships as we navigate the fleet out of the harbor and into the open ocean. At the end of the video, I'll show what went into making this little powerboat so you can take one home with you. Now, let's get into this. The first stop we're going to make is the frigate. This build is kind of what started it all. I needed a ship for a scene in one of my recent deserter movies, and if you enjoy the intro, you definitely should go watch that series. These angled wall pieces from the First Order kit lent themselves so well to building out the hull of the ship that I was able to produce the build for the video fairly quickly. It has a medium-sized gun on the bow here, kind of like the 57mm gun you might see on a real frigate. It has a small cockpit for the captain and a staircase access to the engine room down below. The ship we're on right now is a tutorial version, so you will be getting a tutorial for this frigate very soon. Now, let's check out the patrol boat. The patrol boat is a slightly larger version of the powerboat that I drove in on. Like the powerboat, it's made completely with free parts except for the gun on the bow. It's vast, it's maneuverable, it has room for a lot of seating and storage. Now let's pull it up to this frigate over here. This is actually the one that appears in Deserters Episode 3. It's almost identical to the first one, but it uses a few other custom pieces that the tutorial version doesn't, and it has little imperfections here and there. You can build ships like these without these angle walls from the First Order or Halloween Town sets. It's just that it takes a lot more time and patience. In fact, there's a builder named Alexandru that I've followed for some time that has done incredible ship builds, many of which use free parts. He was actually showcased recently on the Creative Builders channel, so if you want to see more ships, be sure to check it out. Now our final stop before we get to the battleship is the powerboats. I went through a lot of iterations with this boat so I could get it just right for this tutorial, and I'm really happy with the final build. This thing is an absolute blast to drive, so be sure to watch until the end of the video to learn what went into building this little ship and how you can build it in your own LEGO Fortnite world. Now, let's head to the battleship and hit the bunks for the night so we can do a full tour in the morning. Alright, ready to check out the battleship? Right now we're in the lower deck where the living quarters for the crew are. We've got some bunks here and also some storage lockers. These little piping pieces I thought were perfect to mimic what it might look like on the inside of a ship. Now every ship has to have a head. It's kind of crazy. This bathroom here took me multiple build sessions. I think because there's so little space here to work with, it took a while to get it to fit here and make it look like it belonged. Downstairs here leads to the engine room, where most of the balloons and all the thrusters are hidden. Back upstairs at the rear of the ship is a small cargo hold. I imagine this is where they might keep live ammunition and other storage for the ship. Another little detail are these stairs made out of flooring attached to the wall. I love this idea, and I got it from Maru Games' recent yacht tutorial. This breezeway leads to the rear balcony overlooking the rear guns. Going back across the breezeway leads to the kitchen, where the crew can stop by for a meal or lounge at the table. And this room here is the command bridge. You have a great view of the front deck, as well as any smaller ships in your vicinity. The last room is actually the crow's nest. I don't actually know if that's what they call it on modern ships, but you can climb up this ladder here to get to it. This is also where I have a lot of balloons that are critical for keeping the battleship from capsizing. Up here you have a bird's eye view of the entire fleet. Now for probably my favorite part of the ship, these two forward turrets. I was extremely happy with how these turned out. They're actually on swivels, but once I finished the build, I fell in love with it so much I was afraid of the swivels glitching out and destroying it, so I anchored these turrets back to the ship. Alright, my kiddos have arrived and will be driving the two frigates for me. Our mission is to move the fleet out of the harbor and into the open ocean so I can hopefully get some better shots of the fleet for what I hope is a beautiful thumbnail. Something interesting about these ships is they can truly bottom out if you try to sail them into shallow waters. And that's what happened to my younger kiddo here. Alright, it looks like he was able to recover. And we have made it out to the ocean. I have to say, seeing them pilot these other ships is amazing. Makes me feel like I really am the admiral of the fleet. Alright, let's dive into how I built the Powerboat. It's funny how many iterations it took to make the smallest ship in the fleet. But the slightest weight or thruster adjustment truly makes or breaks the performance of a small boat like this. So for the Powerboat, I filtered my set list to the Majestic Manors, Shogun Palace, Vehicles, and Utility, because I knew these were all standard bricks that come free in the game. I started with 4 of these 16x2 floorings for the bottom of the boat. I used this directional building trick to flip the castle's slanted wall to shape the front of the boat. I started as far forward into the edge as possible, and then staggered by 2 studs each time to create this curved shape. I used the same trick to place these floorings onto the sides of the boat. Now to hide the thrusters and balloons on the inside of the boat. I used a vehicle base 1 to place a small thruster against the inside of these slanted walls. I added some extra base and flooring pieces to weigh down the front of the boat. Then I placed small balloons on either side and behind. To make the ship fast, I placed platform bumper bricks behind the balloons and loaded them down with small thrusters. Then for the rear of the boat, I staggered 2 more platform bumpers the other direction. 2 thrusters on either side for turning and 2 in the middle for reverse. Now let's configure the thrusters. I set the rear left thrusters to channel 1, the rear right thrusters to channel 2. And I set these middle reverse thrusters to channel 4. On the front, I set the right thruster to channel 1, and I set the left thruster to channel 2. To close up and detail the boat, I covered the front of the boat with some additional flooring. I added this engine purely for aesthetic reasons, as you don't actually need power cells for thrusters. And then I added a headlamp to either side. I covered up the thrusters with wood flooring and added a guardrail on the back. Probably the most difficult part is getting the windshield right. I placed 2 temporary platform bumpers just like this. I added a thruster on for directional building. Then you'll take the windshield piece and point it near the base of the thruster to flip it on its side. Then nudge it up or down to just the right spot so that you can place. Get rid of the bumper pieces. Then you want to add on angled thrusters onto the back of these headlamps. This angle is how I kept the boat from flying into the air while driving at high speed, so it's very important. Now we add a driver's seat, a couple of passenger seats, and the powerboat is ready to go. Channel 4 is your reverse. Channel 1 turns right. Channel 3 is your throttle. Channel 2 turns left. If you've watched this far, I just want to thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you built the powerboat, let me know what you think. Keep your eye out for the upcoming frigate tutorial, and until next time, have fun building.